The leading CEOs of the corporate giants are saying that it will take 2 years for the society to return to what it was before. And even then, they may be wearing masks from now on. This is a daunting sight. There are many industries that are over as far as I'm concerned. How they're going to handle even airplanes. Forget about the cruise industry. Or are you going to sit at gambling tables in Vegas? It's over. Crowded restaurants. It's over. And then I've met people who said, oh, we all have to band together. It shows that we're all one. It doesn't. It shows that we're all individuals, not part of the group. Because now we're separated from the group. So this separation has to be seen as a blessing. This is the unfolding of, in some degrees, Messianic times. But it has to be approached from a different level of consciousness and intellect and spokesperson. You can't just speak from a government point of view and a power principle, because I see these egomaniacs, Cuomo and Trump, and then I'm watching television, more egomaniacs trying to keep their job and keep the corporation going. And then I'm watching the health people. I'm watching Dr. Fauci, an obvious genius in his field, and Dr. Birx, a egomaniac genius who's interested only in statistics. Probably watched her, they should do a film of her like on Moneyball movie for baseball. I don't believe in statistics. Statistics can't show if I am going to get it. You see? I don't believe in general things. I believe in specifics. You have to remember that I'm a Nazir. A Nazir is removed from the group. Please understand that. A Nazir is removed from the group. He's gone through the group. He's gone through group consciousness. He was a member of the group. And he shows the individual potential within the group. It's very much like a rocket ship. When a rocket ship takes off, or let's say a Sputnik or a satellite, it leaves with like, machines on bottom. And as those tanks are used up, these stages of the rocket ship fall off. And at the end, it's a little rocket ship, like a little Sputnik. This is the same as the top of the mountain, as the top of the pyramid, as the needle on the Empire State Building. That's what the Nazir is, and that's what we have the opportunity to be today. We have the opportunity for all of us to become Nazirs. You hear what I said? The Nazir leaves the group. The leaving of the group proves the group. This coronavirus, or COVID-19, is an opportunity especially for women. Women have always been complaining about how the society has put them down, not equal. Well, now it's still not equal, because I saw the statistics, the analytics, and there are more men getting this virus than women. Well, why is that? It's because if you've seen my previous videos about this entire virus is a revenge of from the women. A revenge of the women into the society that kept them as second-class citizens. They won't be second-class citizens anymore after this. There'll be an equalization. Everybody's talking about we're all one, we're all equal. There'll be an equalization. And when we come back to jobs, their jobs will be equal pay. So you have to have a ratification, an annihilation of a society, and then start again. This is no different than what happened years ago. I saw a Notori Carter demonstration in front of the UN, actually. And they said, give Israel back to the Arabs. That there shouldn't be a state of Israel now until the Mashiach comes. And I go up to the guy and I say, how can you say this? To let the whole government go out, let the whole ruling party, ruling everywhere, because Jews and Zion and Israel is run by the Jews. How can they leave the government and leave all that economic stuff behind and control in years? And the guy says to me, it'd be difficult, it'd be tough, he said. But that's the thing to do. It's the right thing to do. And, I laughed at his practicality. Same thing's occurring now. The same opportunities occurring now with the equalization of women and men in the society. When we come back from this, you see, women have to be exactly equal to men in everything, because we've had a close down. People don't know that it comes from Hava, from 19, from Gematria 19, numerology 19. Oh, in fact, isn't there, I have to look up, I just, in doing these live, there's a thing in Islam with the number 19. I have to look at that. And what we're seeing here is a revenge of the physical world. That we've been either taking advantage of it, polluting it, whatever. And this is its revenge. To start again. And if you think we're going to be starting again, or re-upping where we left off, you're mistaken. That's all I can tell you. Now, my symbol is of this second level of generation. When we come back, we're not going to come back as a material universe. We're going to come back as our potential, our human potential. That there's other levels in man. This is a great opportunity because the physical world is over. See? And so man is elevated into another level. In Judaism, this is represented by the Nazir. Now, the beautiful thing about the Nazir, as if you've heard some of my other videos before all this, the beautiful thing about the Nazir is that a man or a woman can become a Nazir. It's equal. A woman can become a Nazir. And I've always said, a woman wants to do all those things like put on tefillin or wear tzitzis. that she's not supposed to wear. Or study the Talmud, where she's forbidden. But the one thing of esoteric thing that she's permitted to do, there isn't one in the world that does it. So I have a call now for women to become Nazirs in this time. That's the real equality in the highest echelon of individuality, which is the Nazir, which is higher than a Kohen Gadol. It's a self-made man or woman, an individualized person in this lifetime. This is the opportunity for these people, me, you, and everybody, to become an individual. My symbol elevates somebody to this. Of course they can't see it. They can't see the symbol because they went to medical school for 8 years. And then everybody called them doctor. Or they became politicians because of power. Or they went into the corporate world. Or they became lawyers. The law world of the society. Or they went into the police. Or the people who want to be ambulance staff. Special mind. The Nazir is there in the books. It's in the Torah. It's open for everybody. Be special. Now, as far as I'm concerned, since they've closed all these synagogues, notice how the synagogues are all doing it now on remote, on video. Before, they didn't like video. Now they have video minions, right? Connection. There is no connection. You're alone. You're on what I call a far journey. And if you're on a far journey, which means you're removed from the society, you're not required to do Passover. You're not required to do Pesach. Hear what I said? You're not required to do Pesach because you're on a far journey. And what does that mean? That you do Pesach Sheni. You're required to take some matzah on Pesach Sheni. And that's your obligation for Pesach. These synagogues, which I've complained, are a joke. If there was really one, if we were all really one, there would be one synagogue in Manhattan. See? But instead, how many are there? There are 1,000. And even in the 1,000, they won't permit now 10 people to come together. It's to show you that you're one. One, meaning one. We are all one. Yes, we are all one. We're all individual one. That's what we are. We are all one. Each individual is one, and each individual represents the group. Now, this is a very enlightened video. When everybody says, oh, we're all one. We are. I think my symbol elevates people, and I know it does, by the way, elevates people to this level of consciousness. And if you're in this level of consciousness, you will not get coronavirus because you'll be exempt from it, because it's the revenge of a level of consciousness that's in the body that has to be eradicated. So what happens is, even if you get it, you produce the antibodies, it'll save you. This is my take on this. Now I've become a little bit aggressive here, telling people they're not required to do Pesach. I don't usually say these things. Do I say that everybody should be a Nazir? I've said it, but not in the same tone. So in other words, I sent my symbol to somebody, and they don't, somebody's sick and he's getting sick. They don't take it. They follow their own path where they've made their living in the society. And the rabbis who have made their living within the community. Well, there's a higher level. And that's the individuation of the self. The finding of the self above the ego. That spark of God. Yes, we're all one. We all have a spark of God. And that spark of God is distinctly individual. What you've heard now in this video is my spark. I look forward for you to be as assured of your spark as I am of mine.